Long before monotheism ruled the ancient lands, the skies thundered with the voices of many gods. Among them, one name echoed louder, feared and worshipped by nations, and even mentioned in the very pages of the Bible. But who was Baal? Was he a demon, a rival god, or something far more ancient than we've been told? Tonight, we unveil the forgotten truth. Welcome to the Hidden Scroll. The forgotten name. In Hebrew, the word Baal simply means Lord or Master. Yet behind this ordinary term lies a being of immense power and historical weight. Baal wasn't just a title. He was a deity revered across the ancient Near East, especially by the Canaanites, Phoenicians, and other Semitic peoples. He ruled over storms, fertility, rain, and life itself. But in the Bible, Baal is painted as the sworn enemy of the God of Israel. He's the other god, the false idol, the corrupter of kings, the one who demanded fire and blood. So, why was he so powerful? Why did so many turn to him even when they were forbidden? Chapter 2, Baal, son of Dagon. Baal was believed to be the son of Dagon, the god of grain and agriculture. While Dagon ruled the earth's bounty, Baal commanded the heavens. His thunder was the voice of the storm, his lightning divine wrath. To farmers and kings alike, Baal's favor meant survival. He was often depicted holding a club or lightning bolt, standing triumphantly over a vanquished sea serpent, a symbol of chaos known as Yam. In Ugaritic texts, ancient scriptures discovered in the ruins of Ras Shamra, Baal emerges not as a demon, but as a heroic figure. He battles the forces of death and the sea, striving to establish order and secure life for humanity. He is not evil, he is essential. So then why does the Bible condemn him? Chapter 3, Clash of the Gods. In the Old Testament, Baal is not just another name. He is a rival, a threat. The Israelites, chosen by Yahweh, were constantly drawn to Baal, to his temples, his priests, his promises. Again and again, prophets warned, do not follow Baal. Yet they did. King Ahab of Israel married Jezebel, a Phoenician princess and devout worshipper of Baal. Under her influence, the king built altars and shrines to Baal. The prophet Elijah stood alone against this tide of paganism, challenging 450 prophets of Baal to a divine duel on Mount Carmel. Fire fell from the sky, not from Baal, but from Yahweh. The people turned. The prophets of Baal were slaughtered. But what if this wasn't just a religious cleansing? What if this was a war between gods? Chapter 4, A Tale Older Than Scripture. The battle between Yahweh and Baal might be older than the Bible itself. Some scholars believe the God of Israel, before becoming the sole deity of monotheism, was once part of a divine council, a pantheon where Baal also reigned. Over time, Yahweh rose in prominence, eclipsing the others. This wasn't just theology. It was political, cultural, and deeply personal. The Israelites didn't just reject Baal. They rewrote the story. They made him the villain, the deceiver. But echoes of Baal remained in rituals, in folklore, in names. Even the title Beelzebub, later used to describe a demon in Christian texts, comes from Baal-zebul, meaning Lord of the High Place. It was twisted to Baal-zebub, Lord of the Flies. His throne turned to ashes, his temples abandoned, his name cursed. Chapter 5, Blood and Fire. Worship of Baal was not for the faint-hearted. He demanded sacrifice, sometimes animal, sometimes human. The Bible accuses his followers of offering children to the flames. Places like Tophet in the Valley of Hinnom became synonymous with horror. Burning pits where infants were laid upon red-hot idols. Smoke rose to the heavens. Prayers mingled with screams. Was this true? Or was it religious propaganda? Archaeological evidence suggests that child sacrifice did occur in parts of the ancient world, but whether it was as widespread or demonic as described remains debated. One thing is certain. In the eyes of the Israelites, Baal's rites were an abomination, and yet they kept returning to him. Why? Chapter 6, The Allure of Power. Baal represented more than rain or crops. He represented raw, untamed power, sensuality, control over life and death. His temples promised fertility, pleasure, and prosperity. His priests performed ecstatic rituals: music, dance, bloodletting, and prophecy. In contrast, the worship of Yahweh was austere, demanding, restrictive. So when drought struck, or enemies invaded, or kings grew restless, Baal's name began to whisper again. Perhaps he could save them. Perhaps Yahweh had forgotten them. This tension between desire and duty, between freedom and faith, would define Israel's spiritual journey for centuries. Chapter 7. Baal today. Though the cult of Baal vanished long ago, his name survives, not just in scripture, but in culture, occultism, and conspiracy. In modern demonology, Baal is often depicted as a high-ranking prince of hell, a creature with 3 heads, commanding legions of demons. In secret societies and ancient grimoires, his name is invoked for power and knowledge. But is this Baal the same storm god once worshipped by farmers? Or is it a distorted shadow of a forgotten faith? What began as a deity of life and rain ended as a symbol of corruption and darkness. And yet, his story reminds us, gods are not always vanquished. Sometimes, they change shape. Outro, Trilha Sombria, Fade Out Lento, Studio Microphone. In the ancient sands of time, where gods rose and fell, Baal once ruled the storm. Feared, loved, cursed. His memory lingers in whispers, in ruins, in scripture. Was he a false idol, a forgotten god, or the victim of a war that rewrote history? The scrolls are open, the truth uncovered, but some answers remain hidden. Studio Microphone. This is the Hidden Scroll.